Hello, welcome back. It's another coffee break with the G Spot Experience, and I'm your girl, Germaine. So, before we get started, let me make sure I have my all my platforms going live. So, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we are on YouTube, and okay, we're good. All right, so let's talk about today's coffee brew and what it's all about. So, today, our live is all about next steps to financial freedom, or let me put it in better terms. I want to break it down so it's easy to digest because that's such a broad segment, right? So, it's turning your story into a business. Now, you know how I always talk about I'm a book publisher, 17 years in the business, independently owned, and I have worked with some of the best people in the business, getting people that are new, telling their stories for the first time, just really being able to understand the power of one story. So, yesterday we had a phenomenal guest in studio and we talked about wealth building. So, I wanted to kind of bring today's coffee brew to the discussion table, all about, hey, what I do is all about people's stories. So, why not kind of piggyback off of that, tap into your story, and then be able to teach and show you how to turn your story into a business? Okay, so let me just break it down, a little more details for you. So, the first thing I want to ask you, are you ready to turn your story into a book? That's the first question. Are you ready to turn your story into a book and your book into a business? Now, I want you to just think about that for a second, right? There's a lot of people out there that have books. One, a lot of people, because I help some publish their books. And then two, if you're someone that you've always desired to write your book, tell your story, but don't know the steps, look no further. I am here to partner with you so we can bring your story to the marketplace. And better yet, if you want to also do it on your own, well, I've created a book called the 90-Day Book Creation that will walk you through a 12-step program to get your book completed. Now, I'm going to be using that book as an example on this coffee break today because in this coffee break, once you make a decision, if you do not have a book that, yes, I want to turn my story into a book, then you're in the right place. And then we're going to get into how to turn that book into a business. So, the one thing I want you to be able to have the opportunity to do is to know what you need to learn from how to build wealth, how to secure funding, and how to establish strong personal and business credit. And the reason I say that is because when you are looking to build and grow a business, you need to make sure you have the right tools and resources to be successful. First is discovering what that product is. That's why I said, let's look at your story. Let's look at your story. Is my story a product that I can put into the marketplace and begin to generate income from it? Can it be my first income revenue stream if I'm looking to start a business? Absolutely. There is so much power in one story, but people don't understand how the power of your story can build your financial wealth, your legacy for your family. Um, it can just open up doors and opportunity for you. And the reason I can say that is because I take my own story and I do just that, and then I help others take their stories and do just that, right? So, what I want you to do, one, if you have anything you can write down, if you are someone, I'm going to ask the question again, that you are ready to turn your story into a book. If you have not done it yet, then what I'm going to have you do is there is a form in the description that you can click on. But before you get there, I just want to encourage you, you are in the right place. And you know what? It's the right time. Like I said, there's so many people out there that already have books, but that does not mean you can expand your territory. And I've run into so many people that have books that they self-publish, they put into the marketplace. But now what do I do from there? This is for you too. Okay. So let me just go over a few things, like I said, if you are someone that's interested and you have time, what I want you to do, I want you to click the link in the description, because what I want to be able to help you with is one, help you with understanding what it takes to write and publish your story. We're going to use your story as the product. Okay. And I'm going to give you some examples also. And then, two, I want to be able to help and work with you with building your personal and business credit, because if you are looking to start a business, it always takes finances. It even takes finances when you're looking to publish a book and get your story in the marketplace, because you want people to know about it. You want them to know that it's coming, it's there, how they can tap in to receive it but we're going to talk about all this stuff. That's why I need you to click on that link and complete that form. Also, what about learning how to access funding for your dreams? Let me tell you, in all reality, and for those out there listening to me, you already know it takes finances to build and fuel your dream. You already know this. This is nothing new that I'm telling you. But isn't it nice to know where you can go to seek out funding? And I know some people are thinking like, but my credit isn't the best. Who's going to give me funding? So don't worry about it. Click on the link and complete the form so we can do this thing together. Just start the conversation. So that's another thing. You're going to learn about all that and what works for you. And so I just want to give some shout outs. Hello, everybody that's chiming in. Thank you so much. Really, thank you so much, because this was a challenge for me, and I'm pivoting real quick. This was a challenge for me to be consistent, and I'm going to change it to Monday through Fridays to be consistent, to be able to come on live, because I've always operated behind the scenes. So this is new for me. So thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for responding. Thank you for just joining the community and sharing your thoughts and ideas as well. So let's build this community together. It's not just for me, it's for all of us. Yes, we are family. And when I think about Hope of Vision, it's a family. That's what we're building. So thanks, Jesse. So another thing. So let's get back to, you have a story and you need to know, how do I bring it to life in the marketplace? Please just click the link in the description, fill the form out, and then I promise you we'll be able to go to the next step so you know exactly how to equip yourself to be ready to move forward and making your dreams your reality. So I hope this is sounding good to you. So I want to give a few examples, right? That I'm actually working out. So right now, and I spoke to you briefly about this in a previous coffee break, but today is day 4, day 4 of me working with my artistic coach, Conjo, right? Conjo. Let me get that right. And so Conjo has been absolutely amazing with helping me to work on the things that I need to strengthen, that's going to make my story stronger, and it's also going to help my story help others, right? So Kanjo is an award-winning bodybuilder. He helps sculpt your body from inside out, and he used God as the source and the center to help you do that. And so I've been blessed to have an opportunity to work with him. And this is day 4. And I have to tell you, Kanjo, if you are listening, I appreciate you. I am thankful for you. But boy, is it burning. I'm going to leave it at that. Working out is not easy, but I am so committed and dedicated because I already see myself there. Okay. So thank you for that. So anyway, what I and talking with Kanjo, and as he's helping me to create this canvas for what I see myself as in the near future, we are actually creating his book. So, not just me and all of his clients that he represents on the West Coast and wherever else his clients may be, but we are creating his story. This is his story. He talks about his story. He talks about how to transform and sculpture yourself into the way you see yourself. And he gives you all the steps to do that. So, yes, I want to use him as an example on this call, on this live today, because it's his story and he has an amazing story. um, but he talks about the journey and the steps to getting to where you see yourself. And with that, we're packaging his story in his book that becomes another product in his business. Do you see where I'm going? A book is a byproduct of something far greater, right? And that's why I said, understand the power of your story. Your story will send you places, open up doors and opportunity that you can't even imagine. And so, with that, what I want you to do is think about, what is your story? Now, what I also want you to do is, don't overthink about how people are going to receive it. What are people going to say? Nobody wants to hear my story. I want you to cancel all that noise right now out of your head. Cancel it out. Don't even think about it. But what I want you to start focusing on is just the story itself, your authentic story. Stories come in all shapes, sizes, right? They come in all formats. They come in fiction, nonfiction. They come in novels. They come in autobiographies. They come in children's books. That's another thing that I want to say. So I work with authors also. They may already have a story. Particularly, I'm working with a councilwoman right now. She has her book, is so incredible because her story is at the foot of the Edmund Pettus Bridge. She was a part of Bloody Sunday as a young teenager. And when I had the opportunity of meeting Councilwoman Lee, I talked to her about, have you ever thought about taking your story and turning it into a children's book? Now, understand, Councilwoman Lee has been a school teacher for over 40 years. She's also a pastor, but she's also a councilwoman in the state of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And so, in talking to her about turning her story, because it's historical, her book talks about um, the encounters with, as a young girl, 16, 17 years old, but sitting in sessions with Dr. Martin Luther King, actually being a part of as they're organizing with the late John Lewis, for voter rights acts. And so, as she's sharing her story, we're turning it into a children's book. So now children can get the history, because they're not going to understand the actual book that adults are reading, her actual story. But if we turn it into a children's book, then guess what? They can relate to that. They can see themselves. And like I said to her, your students will start seeing you as the hero. So, but I'm saying this because there's so many different ideas. And that's one thing I love about meeting with new people to talk about their stories, because you may just see it as a story. But as you engage with me, I see it as far greater, the vision for what that story can become. And that's why it's called Hope of Vision. It is literally tapping into one's vision and helping them to see the full picture of their story. And so, once again, if you're someone and you have a story and you don't know how to bring it to market, you don't think there's any value in your story, please just click the link. I'm just asking you to click the link, check the boxes that may, relate to you, that you may be interested in, and let's start the conversation from there. It's that simple. Click the link in the description. It's that simple. And you'll see there's so much more you'll get. Okay. So, all right, our coffee break is coming to an end, because yesterday we were we went over our coffee break. We took pretty much almost an hour lunch break, but it was so good I didn't want to end it. It was so much information. But today, the coffee break once again. Let's turn your book into a business. That's simple. And I'm going to teach you how to literally one story can become multiple revenue streams for you. One story. You write it one time and it can become multiple revenue streams for you. Yes, I said multiple revenue streams. So, with that, let's wrap this coffee break up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, if you have any questions, please visit me on my website at www.hovpub.com. And better yet, what I'm going to do, I don't know if you all will see this, but I'm going to just put it in the chat that you can visit me at www.hovpub.com for more information. And then also, once again, I don't know if you'll see this, but I'm going to put the link again in the chat. It's in the description. So if you are watching this live, or if you're someone that's going to watch it later on, then it's already there for you. All you have to do is click on it. That's it. Click on it and start the journey. But thank you so much. And I forgot to say, did you have your coffee today? Your tea, your juice, your water, your smoothie, whatever it is you're drinking. I know for me, being on this workout regimen, coffee is going to be removed from my workout regimen. But today I just had to have some. I'm weaning myself off of it. Yeah. I'm weaning myself off of it. But I'm excited about what's coming and all the new books that HOV Publishing is bringing to market. Stay tuned, because there is a book that's going to be dropping pretty much every single week. That is a lot. The next one, we have a cookbook that's coming out next week. Yes, it's an anthology book called Putting It Down in the Kitchen that's coming out next week. And then we have another book. It's a devotional book, When Love Pours, Love Speaks, all about love, one for every day of the year. That's a lot, right? So, but then we have, I'm just giving you some highlights of what's happening. We have some other books that's coming out, male, female books, and it's hashtag period. Girls, young girls, this is all for you becoming a woman. And for boys, bro, grow up. This is all for you coming into manhood. So those books are coming out in June. And then we have some other books, leadership books, but you know what? I'm not going to give it all away today, because tomorrow's another day and I can share what other books that are coming to market. Okay. So why don't you become one of those authors and let your book be a bestseller also? Because every single book that I talk to you about, I want you to watch and stay tuned on the website. They're available for pre-sale, but watch and be a part of helping those books become bestsellers also. So thank you again so much for your kind words, your participation. I will see you tomorrow. Don't know what the topic is going to be tomorrow, but you know what? Just join in. I'll be here. Hopefully you'll be here with me. I'll see you then. Have a wonderful, fabulous day. And please write down what that story is going to be and just click the link. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.